Hi guys, it's Miss Guess again. I want to start going over fractions with you. So I'm looking in the book, the actual hardcover book, and we start talking about fractions. It looks like on page 269. And it's talking about estimating sums and differences in fractions. Remember, a fraction is a piece or a part of a whole. So if you have a fraction, it's one whole that has been broken up into pieces, and that's where we're going to start with today. I want to show you right here. This shows 1/2 yard, 1/3 yard, and 7/8 yards. It's all part of the same type thing, but it's been broken up differently. So if you have a 1/2 yard, it's been broken up into 2 pieces. 1/3 means it's been broken up into 3 pieces, and 7/8 has been broken up into 8 pieces. Now, the number on top tells you how many you're dealing with. So this is 1 of the 2, this is 1 of the 3, and this is 7 of the 8. All right, what we're trying to work with today is working on estimating sums and differences. That means the addition and the subtraction using fractions. So what I want you to think about is I want you to think about a number line. And I'm going to draw a number line here. And I'm going to put that there. And we're going to go, let me count how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to just stop my number line right there. And we are going to say that this is 0. Right there is 0. Can you guys see that okay, or do I need to do autofocus on this? My light's not on, that's the problem. There we go. And over here is 1. In between this, I have several different places that I could divide it evenly. If I were to divide it half. Okay? Now, if you know your multiples of 2, that's really going to help you, because that way you can figure out what half of a number is. That's a big help. Anyway, when you are estimating sums and differences, you need to keep this number line in your head, because you are going to decide if a fraction is closer to 0, closer to 1/2, or closer to a whole. All right, so let me get an example. I have an example here of 9/10 plus 5/6. And I know it's kind of hard to see because it's a little bit small, but if I do 9/10 plus 5/6, the first thing I know I'm going to do is I'm going to circle my operation. That tells me to add. So I'm going to be adding, not subtracting. And then if I were to think about this number line, my first number is 9/10. And I'm trying to think, where would that be on a number line? When you're dealing with fractions, if you have a number, we're going to use the 9/10, and the two numbers are very close together, like these two are, then it's going to be closer to 1. If you have a number that, say, is 1/16, there's a big difference between them, that's closer to 0. And then what about if you had a number that was, let me think, trying to come up with one that would be good. Let's say 5/9. This is kind of in between. If I said 4/9 or 5/9, either one, that's actually closer to 1/2. All right, so let's look back at the numbers that I was working on. We have 9/10 plus 5/6. 9/10, they're very close together. If I put them on a number line, it would be over here. So I'm going to say, well, 9/10 is almost 1. And I'm going to put my operation sign down. Now I've got to decide on 5/6. Again, 5/6. That's really close, isn't it? They're right there together. 5/6 is almost 1. Because remember, to get a to represent the number 1 as a fraction, it's the same number on bottom and top. So this is really close to the same thing as 6/6, and this is really close to the same thing as 10/10. If they're that close, you're going to go to 1. So we're going to switch it and say 1 plus 1 equals what? Well, I'm going to put my squiggly one. 1 plus 1 equals 2. All right, let's go over here and let's do 11/18 minus 2/9. I'm going to circle my operation symbol. That means take away. 11/18. Well, I know my multiples of 2, and I know that 9/18 is halfway. It's not close enough. It's not like even 16 or 17/18. It's 11/18. So I'm going to say that this one on my number line would be like right over here. So I'm going to say 11/18 is almost the same thing as 1/2. And then I'm going to put my operation in there. What about 2/9? Well, half of 9 is 4.5. That's too far away from that. So if I were to do 2/9, that would be like over here. So I'm going to say that it's closer to 0. Closer to 0. So 1/2 minus 0 is 1/2. Because if you have a half and don't take any away, it's a half. Let's do one more. Well, maybe more than one. But look at this, 1/16. That means out of 16 pieces, only one of them were taken. You're probably not even going to barely notice that. That is way over here, closer to 0. So I'm going to call that one 0. And then we have 2/15. Oops, I forgot to circle my operation. Then we have 2/15. Well, 2/15 is about the same as 1/16. So I'm going to call it 0. So we're going to say that 1/16 plus 2/15 is almost 0. Not much to it. All right, let's do one more. 24/25 minus 1/9. Circling my operation, I'm going to be taking away. If I'm looking at 24/25, I know to equal 1, I would need 25/25, and that's really close. So I'm going to call it a 1. 1/9, oh my goodness, that's barely off the charts, so I'm going to call it 0. It's a lot of distance between those. Now, 1 minus 0 is 1. So 24/25 minus 1/9 is about the same as 1. And that's how you do sums and differences with fractions.